Yeah, it's a great camera. I'm just trying to. It's like it's too good.
Is it too soon?
I guess that's how it'll be.
Yeah, do you want to go stand where you'll be, and then I can maybe tweak it some too? I think that's good, actually. I think that's perfect.
And then I'm gonna add shot to that.
Yeah.
When we start doing it.
Yeah, I think that's good.
All right, good deal. Thanks, Trey. You're doing great. Happy everything you're
looking at
I started getting I
started?
got-
Okay.
You're on the telephone, so I call it.
Okay, okay.
You're on camera, right? We're good. So when I start the presentation, just turn it, and you'll have to look on here to see how it's. Welcome to the Rotary Club of LaGrange. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the invocation today given by George Bailey. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let us pray. Oh, gracious God, we come again to thank you for your many blessings. We thank you for this day. We thank you for the club, all its members, all the children, all of in the country. We thank you for all the community, and thank you about our healthcare workers during the time of the pandemic. We continue to ask for blessing. As the numbers go up, God, we ask for blessing that you cover everyone. We ask, oh God, that you be with us on today, and thank you for the food that we have on today, the hands that prepared it. And thank you for our meeting on today. This is our prayer. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, George. Next, the introduction of our visitor guest, Sharon Mack.
Good afternoon. I would like to recognize our visitors and guests. When I call your name, if you will, please stand. We have Gerald Wyatt, CEO of Vic Academy. He's a club guest pending membership. We have Michael Benko, Regional General Sales Manager of Buffalo Rock. He's a guest of Bill Honeycutt. We have Jesse Dale, who is also Regional BOC guest of Bill Honeycutt. We have Tabitha Coverson. She's the Director of Communities and School, and she's a guest of myself, Cheryl Mayfield. Thank you all for coming, and we hope you come again.
It's great to see y'all. Great to see you, Tabitha, my leadership troop classmate. It's great to see you. Now we'll move on to the birthdays and anniversaries today. This week, Chunk Newman has a birthday on August 14th, and there's no member anniversaries or wedding anniversaries, so Chunk, happy birthday. Announcements, there are a couple of club announcements. First, I'll call on Dr. Ken Gordon to come up, just give us a quick update on what's going on in our area.
So as we're all aware, we're in another wave. This wave is different. Some of the worst concentrations of disease I've seen are occurring right now. Louisiana, for instance, as a state, has one active case. In other words, people who have gotten sick within the last 3 weeks, one active case per 48 people. If you go down the list, Georgia is about one active case per 200 people, and Shreve County is about one active case per 150 people. We're still on the way up as far as I can tell, so take maximum precautions for the next few weeks, and hopefully we'll be seeing the other side of this thing. So we'll see.
Yeah, every week I tell them, just please no doom and gloom. You know, we want to get together and have a good lunch, but it gets harder and harder every week. But I appreciate you keeping us informed, Dr. Gordon. Another announcement, just want to remind everybody that Wednesday, September 1st, our meeting will not take place here in the country club. We will be at Delavant for the United Way kickoff meeting, and it starts, Patty, at 11:45?
11:45.
Okay. But as is tradition, Rotary will pay for your lunch, so you'll just need to tell them that you're with Rotary. And I also did want to mention Jake Bear's bench dedication that took place, the ceremony that took place on Friday. And Jake, I hope that you're online watching this with us right now, but we're just so thankful for you and everything you've done for our community. It's such an honor, and I think it's such a telling thing that bench is one of the first things that people see when they'll come into town for all you've done for our community. So thank you very much. And personally, we all know how important Jake's been to our club. Personally, Jake brought me into this club, and I'm forever grateful for that and to him for that. So Jake, thank you very much for all you do for us, and that bench will be a great place to rest. We do have a few minutes for Happy Dollars if anybody wants to share anything.
I'd like to jump in, place these on your table, save the date, for the Lieutenant Governor hosts an annual business and education summit around the state. And we put our bid in to host it, here in Rankin County, and Pink won the bid. So we will be hosting the Lieutenant Governor's, conference at the Great Wolf Lodge, October 5th and 6th. So save the date, and you'll hear more about it.
Happy. I'm gonna go back to last week, my birthday was August 4th. So happy 51. Next, my first grandchild started right up there, Hollis Ann, for pre-K. And my daughter gets married this weekend.
Nice to be happy for anybody else. All right, and we do have, I'd like to take a minute before we really get started. We got an opportunity for a community announcement that Bill Honeycutt's going to share with us. This is stuff that's going on in our town, coming up real soon. Bill?
So, guys, today I'm super excited to bring to you a new event that's coming to downtown LaGrange. It has been an absolute wild month. So this event was offered to us by a group that's a national series, which you'll see in this presentation. But it is a Criterium bike race, which, out of curiosity, raise your hand if you know what a Criterium bike race is. Perfect, 2 of you. So that is a typical reaction from a lot of folks around here. So I'm going to show a quick video to let you see what it is, but it is just a great opportunity for us. And so let me get to this presentation. I'll be able to show you kind of better what it is. So this is a quick video I'm going to show you just to show you what it is, about 3 minutes, and then I'll show you how LaGrange is going to be involved.
What is a criterium? Criterium, or crit, is a short race lasting between 1 and 2 hours on a circuit of a couple of kilometers or so. They're most popular in the USA, with races taking place nationwide on a professional and amateur level almost every weekend. However, the appeal of the criterium is stretched worldwide, and of course one of the most star-studded crits, the People's Choice Classic, kicks off the year in downtown Adelaide every year. But when is a criterium not a criterium? When it's a criterium. Short stage races like the Criterium de Dauphiné and the Criterium International can make things confusing, but pretty much every other criterium is actually a criterium. I'm glad we cleared that up. The excellent thing about crits from a logistical point of view is that only small stretches of road need to be closed for a short period of time. It's also great for the fans. You can watch a lot of action in a small space of time, and the fast pace all adds to the spectacle and the atmosphere. So what skills do you need to win a crit compared to a normal road race? We put that question to top US pro Phil Gaiman.
A crit it's the same concept of road race, but it's just more intense because it's shorter. So you're squeezing all your energy out in an hour and a half instead of, over 6 hours. So a lot of times it is the standard, like early break gets away, the dominant team controls it. But in this case, you don't let the gap get to 10 minutes, you let it get to 45 seconds. And then you drill it back. So it's more about cornering and technique and efficiency and saving energy. It's kind of like, I would compare it to NASCAR on bikes.
These races often end in a sprint, so of course top-end power is quite important. But as Phil said, if you're not positioned well, you'll be wasting energy having to brake and accelerate hard out of corners, which could leave you exhausted by the time it comes to the final sprint, or off the back of the bunch altogether. Being able to handle your bike well and spot easy opportunities to move up and stay sheltered from the wind to conserve energy is the foundation of what makes a good crit racer. It may make sense then to just stay in the bunch and try and save energy, but breaking away in a crit can make sense in the right circumstances. For a start, you can stay safe and take the most efficient line through the corners where you can see a gap more quickly. Plus, many big races offer a little extra incentive. Premiums are on the spot prizes, either cash or points towards an intermediate sprint classification that take place at certain points in the race. Whoever crosses the line first on that lap takes the spot prize. Premiums are usually announced at random, so it plays into the hands of the aggressive rider who may already be making moves at the front of the race. Of course, these high speeds and tight corners inevitably mean a few spills along the way.
Criteriums definitely have more crashes than road races, especially like if it's raining, because you're just sliding through the corners at full speed. A lot of crits these days just kind of come down to who's craziest in the last turn. Thankfully, I'm never one of the guys in the pool for that. But there's a lot more road rash, a lot more medical laughter, and it's a whole different scene.
So that's crit racing in a nutshell. Crashes, corners, and crowds, all wrapped up in the space of a couple of hours.
So that gives you an idea of what we're talking about. So where LaGrange fits in, there's a series, the biggest series in the country is called USA Crits. And so this is an all professional series. It's a 10 race around the country. As you can see, they're in the middle of it already. And so the guys that own USA Crits also started a thing called Speed Week. And so the way pro bike racing works is to be a professional, you have to earn points and build up to get in these pro races. And so the way you build points is racing in the smaller series. So this one is called Speed Week. It is in 10 days, this group does 8 different races in 8 different cities across Georgia and South Carolina. And so the reason they do it that fast is because that way racers from all over the world and all over the country can take 10 days, come to one area and get 8 races in, which is almost a year's worth of races to build points. And so that's why they do it so fast and furious. And what's happened, this series has been in place about 16 years, and Charleston, South Carolina was in the spot where we are, but it's always been a spring event, and they shifted it from spring to summer with COVID. And so after this summer, when we do this race, it'll go back to spring. So we'll actually have a race here in August in a couple of weeks, and then start again in the spring. So when they made the shift, basically Charleston, South Carolina couldn't make the shift fast enough. And so the race directors called me and asked if we could get it together. And so we fast and furiously did. And so we're getting a spot. And the big deal is we're now in the series going forward every year. So in most cities, like in Athens, the Athens Twilight, they have 40,000 people in the 3-block area that come to the Twilight. Spartanburg, the race director there has been very helpful to me. They have 26,000 people that come there. So just to have an idea of what it can grow to, it can also grow to a full-on weekend festival with all kind of other events around it. But with our time frame this year, we literally are just trying to have a race so that we can get in the series. And then we've got some great sponsors, and we want to have a great sponsor experience for that. So that's kind of what it is and how we fit in. The great news is we're able to not try to recreate the wheel on our own, but we get to jump into the most successful series in the country already. So we built a website. This just went live Sunday, and I'm hoping it's LaGrangeCyclingClassic.com. I hope you all will go to it and find our Facebook page and Instagram and like and share it just to get the word out. So you can see this. I told Andy Fritzel with Atomic Brand Energy helped us build all this. They've been amazing. I really wish he wouldn't put that countdown on there. It makes me nervous every time I look at it. But so the biggest thing we're looking for now is sponsors and volunteers. So the way I explain this to people is we've got a professional group coming to town that's going to put on the bike race. The bike race isn't ours to do. We're just there to support. Our job is to build the street party around the race. And so, what that'll look like, let's see if I got our So this is our circuit, or our map. So they'll come up, the start finish line is right in front of Delavant at Broome Street. So we'll have the showmobile, turn sideways on Broome Street, facing the finish line. They'll go north up to the square, left on Vernon, left on Bull, come down the S turn, and then a hard left on Byronhurst and back up Main Street. And these directors are so excited about LaGrange and this course because of what it has. Having a world-class event center right at the start finish line is huge. So we're going to put our VIP and sponsor experience there. And then, of course, having our new fountain with the lights, that's going to be a spectacle to see. And then, of course, having Wild Leap on the south side and what they can bring to the table and have a big party down there. So the races will start about 5. There'll be 3 to 4 amateur races. And then the women pro race will start about 7:30 and the men's will start about 8:30. And so the one interesting thing for you ladies that people love USA Crits for, the women pro and the men pro all have the exact same purse. So the women make just as much as the men. But that's going to be our course. And so if you would, I'm probably getting out of time, but our sponsors. So I can tell y'all, I was so excited for our city. So when I got the phone call from these guys, I asked them the first question, of course. I said, okay, guys, how much money are we talking to get you here? And they said $25,000. And so in 4 hours, I made 5 phone calls and had that money committed. So people get it and they understand how big of a deal this can be. For all these other cities, it is by far the biggest event in their towns. And so that's what we're hoping to build to. But I just want to thank Buffalo Rock Pepsi, these guys that are here, Mike and Jesse. I cannot tell y'all how impressed I've been with those guys coming on. They have not only written us a big check, what they're doing in support has just been incredible. And then Kia Motors is going to be our pace car sponsor. And Rick Douglas and his team were amazing. How fast they made this happen. That's been my biggest struggle is the timeline has been so short, getting everything done and getting people to move and make decisions and make commitments that fast has been amazing. So we've still got some sponsorships available. We're talking to folks in the healthcare and live stream. And then we've got, I think, 1 gold level sponsor left. The cup sponsor, I think, is about wrapped up. But if you want to be that, jump on me now. And then we've got a turn 2 and turn 4 sponsorship left. And then I think we've got 1 silver sponsor left and several bronze sponsors left. So if you're interested, so sponsorship gets you all the things that typical sponsorships get. They also get you VIP passes. The VIP passes will also be available to purchase separately if you don't want to sponsor. But that is the race in a nutshell and how we fit in and what we got going. So it's coming up quick. But right now, like I said, the biggest deal is for LaGrange. If we can just get in the series and be there every year, we're hoping to grow it into something great for our town.
Thanks, Bill. That was fantastic. If anybody's ever been to Athens for the Twilight, you know what a great event that is, and that's the first thing that I thought when y'all were talking about this is the opportunity that's in front of us to brand our town and bring people to our town. And is there a concert that's going on that weekend? I think Steve Earle.
Yeah, so I should mention that. So one of the things we're trying to tie with tourism is that weekend in LaGrange, Thursday night, Pure Life is having an event. Friday night, the bike races. Saturday night, Los Lobos at Sweetland. And then Sunday night, Deathwood is going to continue their line, what do they call it? Line and vineyard, music and vineyard. So yes, you can come into LaGrange right now, spend 4 nights and have an incredible.
That's fantastic. Thanks for y'all sponsorship and stepping up so quickly for helping us put this on. So that's an exciting event. Thanks so much, Bill. So I was just gonna give me a second to trade IT here. I had my program all ready to go a while ago to talk about our club and what's going on in our club. And then I woke up this morning and changed everything. I felt like it was going to be, go get them, Tiger. It's a new year. Let's get back to normal. And I may need to. Hey, let's see if I can. I don't know if this wants to. Well, there we go. But is it? There we go. All right, good deal. I haven't worked with PowerPoint and YouTube at the same time. So yeah, when I was thinking about when going through pets this year and getting prepared for the upcoming year, you know, we hear from the international Rotary, we hear from our state and our districts and everything, kind of the goals and what's important for the year. And it really was getting back to normal. You know, we were having these conversations in March and April and May, and you could feel the stuff changing. But then kind of like what Dr. Jordan was talking about is it is changing, and it might be not so quick, my friend. So I got up this morning, and instead of thinking about go get them, Tiger, I was more around baby steps and let's plant a seed and watch it grow slowly. But I do think it's important for us to do what we can and get going and take baby steps to get back. This is the motto for Rotary International this year, which is serve to change lives. The president this year is Shikhar Mehta, and he's in Calcutta, in India. He's the president, and his motto is serving others changes lives, including your own. And really his message is, if you get in there and get your hands dirty to help somebody else, you're really going to also help yourself. And I think what he's saying is there is service above self, but there's also service for self. And so I think if we try to serve others, we can help ourselves during that. And I think we could all use a little bit of that right now, being cooped up and stuck in our routine. So maybe getting out and doing a little thing might lead to big results. Mary Ligon is our district governor. District 69 is basically the west side. 6900 is the west side of Georgia, kind of up to about Cobb County and down to the state line of Florida. She's been very, very helpful. She's very involved. She's a past president down in the Albany area. But she lives and breathes service, and she's taken his theme of serving others and serving yourself to, she's saying, do more and grow more. And that's kind of a different way to say the same thing, which if you can do something, do a little more than you're used to, you're going to get something out of it and grow. What I woke up this morning thinking about our club was we need to get re-engaged. And that's the same thing that they're saying. We've been a vibrant club. Last year, I feel like I don't know if it's bad habits have creeped in, but I do believe that not everybody has 12 to 1 on Wednesdays blocked on their calendars the way they used to have it. And this was an appointment that couldn't be missed. I think over the last year with Zoom calls and meetings, we were able to wedge other things in there and maybe not get this back. So I want this to be appointment weekly importance. But I also know we just need to get back to normal. And I think it starts in this room. I think, it's good. I would love more than anything to tell the country club, we need to wheel in another table today. We need to wheel in. There's more people than we thought were going to be here. We've been averaging about 30 folks a week. Now we did put some more tables in because of these COVID protocols, putting 4 people to a table. But I want y'all to think about folks and getting them back in this room. I think butts and seats is the place to start. I think we start small and grow, because our membership, right now, we're at 112 members, and that's down from 132 members just 5 years ago. So we can't blame it all on last year, but we need to reverse that and start getting people back. I missed seeing this group of people. When I first started coming to Rotary, I sat at a different table every week and got to know as many people as I could. And I tried to sit with folks I didn't know and get to know them. I've missed seeing everybody. It's good to catch up on Zoom, but it hadn't been the same. And so I fear that the last 12 months has impacted what we're going to do for the next 12 months. So I just challenge y'all to be present. Be here, be present in Rotary this year. Because August is membership month in Rotary. We can start re-engaging. Our membership and growth is the top strategic priority of Rotary this year, is getting people back involved in these clubs that have been out for a year around the whole world, not just LaGrange. I'm pretty sure there's Rotary clubs that don't exist anymore. Oh, because of the last year. I would not doubt it. Because when I talk to other Rotary clubs, and I say we have, a little more than 100 folks, they're talking about 10 and 12 and single-digit clubs in small communities, and I don't know if those survive. But if you're able to come in person, just make the effort. Put it on your calendar. Go back to your office, block this time off, and make sure that you're here. And you can't put stuff over it if it's unavoidable. Invite people back that haven't. I know there's tons of people that are on our list of members that don't get here regularly. We also looking for new members, so I want to engage the folks that are in our club, but I also want to bring and expose new members to our club. And the Rotary president's, his motto this year, his goal for that membership drive is just each one bring one. So everybody just bring one person. I was looking through some stats, and there was something that said 30% of Rotary members have never invited somebody to a meeting. That's a third of us have never invited anybody. So just think, who would make a good Rotarian? Be intentional and ask them to come to lunch on Wednesday. We want to grow. We are a membership organization. Now, service is our product, but we need members to provide that product, to provide that service. And so if we can get people here and show them what we do, how we do it, why we do it, we can't help but offer good service to our town and our community. So that each one bring one. I challenge everybody just to bring a guest this year. Just ask somebody, think of somebody that you've maybe even been thinking about, but you hadn't asked them. Be intentional about it. Be here with purpose, on purpose. If you bring a guest, the club is set up to follow through with them and follow up with them and make sure that they want to return and come back and get involved with us if that's something that they're interested in. And the thing about that is everybody bringing a guest, that's 100% achievable. It takes nothing for us to say, hey, let's grow our club. Now, we may not grow it by 100%, but we can absolutely, all of us can invite somebody this year. So come to the meetings and stay for the programs. I think the calendar's starting to shape up for the next year with the recurring programs that we have. I think the first thing that people talk about of what makes a good club is keeping your attention, making you want to show up on Wednesdays. So we got the recurring programs, the STAR students, the Walter Y. Murphy scholarships, the foundation, and then we have a good mix of local programs, community organizations, businesses, informational updates from our community leaders, state leaders. We got people coming to just tell us what's going on, whether it's in the economy and the legislature in the different departments throughout the state. A couple of ones I just want to, and then we have some miscellaneous ones, just, they don't really fit into any category, but they should be enjoyable, and interesting. Couple ones that are coming up, the United Way kickoff on September 1st, and then our district governor, Mary Lyden, will be here on the 26th, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as it gets closer of what that program will be like. And I know it's important that we gotta gather together in this room. I'm thrilled that all these tables are full today, and that, Danny, you had to pull an extra chair to have a place to sit. That's fantastic. But I do want to remind you that we do have an attendance policy in our club. 100% attendance is the goal. 40% attendance is a requirement. If you can't be here in person, there's opportunities for makeups. You can do something online. You can watch the meeting online on the YouTube channel. You can attend a board meeting. There's a lot of ways to do that, but I would challenge each of y'all to earn 100% attendance. This is a question that was asked during our several of our meetings during PETS, was where would your community be if your Rotary Club failed to exist? And it hit me pretty hard because we've been gone for a year. Our service projects have been pretty non-existent. But we got more than 100 people that are willing to serve in our club, and that's nothing to dismiss, So I don't want to just talk about growing. I want to talk about who we are and what we do. But I do want to remind us that everyday actions, how you carry yourself, it's a role model on Rotary and what people think of us and who we are. I tell my kids all the time that this town has eyes everywhere. It doesn't just apply to kids who are trying to get away with something, So, somebody's always watching, and the people in this club are the people that make a difference in our town, that make the decisions, that lead the events in our town. Let's show them what it means to be a Rotarian when they are watching and maybe we don't know about it. This is what the Rotary Service Project calendar looks like. Each month is a theme or an idea. If one of these areas interests you, get involved, because I think one of the things I'm talking about is if even if it's something that you're not experienced in, it might be an opportunity to grow if you start something new and join a different project this year that you've never done before. It might be one of those opportunities for you to learn something and grow something. So I just want to remind us just to start small and we'll grow. There's plenty of opportunities to get involved each month for a different project. Something I also wanted to talk about was our fundraisers. Our service projects were pretty much closed off last year. Our golf tournament didn't happen at all. But I also have heard from several people about should the golf tournament even continue. It's been in decline for a couple of years in terms of the participation. I don't know the answer to that yet, but a couple of things that have been discussed is maybe using our lake and having a fishing tournament, or maybe having a tennis tournament up there at Granger Park. Those are two ideas that I think we could make as big or as small as we want to, So I'm not close to either of those or the golf tournament, but I think, it's coming out of this pandemic. It is a chance for us to kind of maybe rewrite some stuff, try some new things, and do some things differently. If you got any ideas, let me know, but I think we're going to at least look into how those projects and fundraisers could be monetized to help our club and what we need to do there. Youth and Peace in Action is another big focus for our district and our zones. All in the southeast and up the east coast, Rotary clubs are putting youth at the center of peace building. What they've really done is Rotary's pulled together all kinds of different peace building groups together to create a curriculum that students can use really in the high school level to make good habits about peacekeeping. And it's a big push in our zone and our district. We're working with Troup County High School's club, the Interact Club there, to get their students involved. It kicks off September 21st on International Peace Day. I'll keep y'all updated throughout the year about what the kids are doing. But it's a different way to look, basically getting started with, it had to work with us, so let's start with the kids and see if maybe we can teach peace at an earlier age. The Rotary Foundation, they fund projects. They're the giving arm of Rotary. They give money to districts, to district disaster response, and to global grants. Supporting education is the one that we really focus on, the books to the kids. They did approve our project to provide read books to all the pre-K students in Troup County. With the caveat of this is a really good project. Y'all have been doing this project really well for a long time. We'd love to see a new idea come in front of us next year. So I challenge y'all to think of a new way that there's got to be somebody in here that has an idea of a need that needs to be filled, that we can keep on our education goal with the district. The International Convention this year is going to be in Houston. I think we do have some budget to send some people. If you're interested, it's June 4th through 8th in Houston. You can register online and go. There's more information coming about this each day online on their website. And I did want to just give you all the names of the folks that are on your board that are helping serve in these different areas. Thanks to all of these people. Clark, Cheryl, Ken, Barbara, Molly, Red, Henry, Connie, John, Jaja, Ken, Mark, Trey, and Trip. These folks can help with these things I was just talking about. The year's just getting started. I would like to say just a couple things. I don't want to bite off more than we can chew, but I do want us to grow and turn in the right direction of growing our club back. Baby steps is what I keep coming back to. Just get re-engaged and bring somebody, try something new, join a project. Always remember how you carry yourself, because you are representing Rotary, and we want people to know who we are, what we do. I want people to come here and be with like-minded Rotarians. I mean, you can walk anywhere in the world, and if somebody says I'm a Rotarian, you got a connection to them immediately. How many people have ever gone to a Rotary meeting outside of this one, if you've been away on vacation or something like that? I mean, pretty interesting. I have too. And I mean, you feel a connection immediately with people, that they're like-minded, service-oriented folks that are trying to make their little area a little bit better for everybody around it. If you got any ideas on the fundraiser or district grant ideas, we got opportunities, we got blank slates this year. I think it's a great opportunity for us to kind of try something new, I mean. This was kind of my filibuster slide if I needed time. I got a couple minutes. How did I get here? I'll tell y'all. I'll tell you a little bit about me and why I'm standing here today. So I was born in Atlanta. I grew up right where DeKalb, Fulton, and Gwinnett all met, right in that little triangle right there. I went to University of Georgia. Some of my favorite, maybe not memories, are at the Twilight period, but I went to the University of Georgia. During that time, I took some time off and I worked out in Yellowstone. I worked at Old Faithful Inn and met people from around the world that came there to see Old Faithful. One of the things my boss told me is if you got time on, go sit in the bar at Old Faithful Inn and just pull up a chair next to somebody and talk to them about why they're here. And I had great stories. I opened Old Faithful Inn, and it's the world's largest log structure, you know, and we had to open it for the summertime. And nobody wanted to clean those beams across the lobby, so I raised my hand and said I'd do it, and they gave me a rock climbing outfit and told me to climb the chimney, swing out to the beams with a bottle of Pledge and a cloth. And so when I was hanging out over Old Faithful Inn, I thought there's got to be 30 people in the world that have done this, you know. But I loved it. After college, I worked in Atlanta at a software company named Harbinger. And the only reason I tell you that is there's another lady that worked there named Stacy Gillum. I met her when I worked at Harbinger. No big deal. Because when we were there, our company got bought by another company named Peregrine Systems. The only reason you've never heard of Peregrine Systems, they had a huge financial crisis. They were caught for insider trading the day before Enron. So they were doing it, and it was the biggest thing until the paper hit the next day. So when that happened, I moved to Colorado, became a ski bum for a while. At that time, then I came back home during the mud season and was visiting my mom, and a tornado hit our house in Dunwoody and leveled everything. We pulled 57 trees off of my house. It changed the course of my life because I went back to work. I called my boss at Harbinger, and she said, "Come on in." And she sat me next to Stacy in a cube, and that we ended up getting married down in the Bahamas. And I followed her down to LaGrange. And when I got to LaGrange, I was trying to figure out a place to work, and I landed at TSYS down in Columbus, which was a fantastic job. Bobby Carmichael helped me get a foot in the door there, and I'm forever grateful for that. But what happened there was also I had 2 hometowns and no hometowns, because I was there every day and here every night, and I didn't know anybody in either town because I didn't get to hang out with them. And then I had some kids, and I was really torn of whether I should, what I should do, because I was starting to really make my way in TSYS, and I was going international all the time, and I could never see my kids because we were half a day away. And then one day, Bill Howes walked in my house and said, "How's it going?" And that's all he said. And the floodgates opened, and I couldn't keep a straight face because I was either going to have to choose my career and providing for my kids, or being there for my kids and figuring out the career. And he said, "I got an idea. I'm building a new office, and I got an empty seat in the back. Why don't you come work for me?" And that was on, and what he did was he gave me my family, but he said on one condition: "I love this town, you need to get involved." And he said, "You need to go, you choose, I don't care what you choose, but pick an organization and get involved and make this place better." And I couldn't be happier that I did that. I met tons of people. I got involved with the symphony, with the chamber, with Leadership Troop, with the Historical Society, all because I didn't have to commute every day. So I take it seriously, but I don't kid you when I say I love this place. It's been fantastic to me and my family, and I do want to help make it better. A few little known facts about me. I have met, so in 1992, I was standing in line to vote in Athens, Georgia, and Michael Stipe from REM came up behind me, and we stood in a long line, and we ended up becoming friends and having lunch just because of the timing of that. I tried out for Jeopardy I failed miserably. I have met Jerry Garcia, I have met Doc Watson, I had Sunday brunch with Evil Knievel. I play mandolin in a bluegrass band called Hot Boiled Peanuts. But I like to be alone. I like to garden. That's some of my okra, and I like to tie flies and fly fish and stand in a river by myself. So I love people, but I didn't realize that I was a quarantine person. It's an honor to serve y'all. I appreciate the opportunity. I think we got a blank slate ahead of us. I know we're out of time. I'm going to just challenge y'all to be here, be present, bring somebody. Remember that question, what would your community be if our club wasn't here? John Wooden said, seek opportunities, the smallest gestures make the biggest difference. So we're just talking little things. They add up. And then, of course, I've already talked about Jerry Garcia, Bruce Springsteen, from small things, mama, big things one day come. I would say those both highlight, let's just get there one step at a time this year. It's going to get back to normal. Candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. Let's just share our light and make it brighter, make it a wildfire. Appreciate that. Thanks, y'all. We are adjourned. It's past time. Thank y'all. I appreciate it.